Hey guys, what's up? This is BBT Tech, and today we got the Keychron Q1, which is a group-wide keyboard from Keychron. It has a 75% layout with dual compatibility and an open source firmware. And it's featuring some new screw-in stabilizers with a gasket mount design, coming in at a fair price of 200 USD. This has a lot to offer for this price, and let's check it out. Let's see if this keyboard is any good. Now let's get to it with the unboxing. Right off the opening, we get a nice user manual and startup guide on how to build this keyboard and use function layers. And we get a nice aviator quilt cable that is braided. We'd like to see that there were some PE or text flex on it. However, at this price range, it is very nice for a cable like this to be included. With an aviator adapter and its coil, you can't go wrong with this keyboard. They also toss in some extra keycaps and some extra gaskets. Now picking up this keyboard, it's actually pretty hefty in the hands, and it's for a Prebuilt with the full-on package like this. It's pretty good, honestly, and the design is very nice. I opted for the blue anodized keyboard and with the blue keycaps. The keyboard is also featuring some of the new Gateron Phantom Red switches, and the stabs are also come pre-lube that you can see that they have some minimal lube on the wire itself. I also really do enjoy the clean fonts on this keyboard, and the keycaps is really pleasing on the eyes and not too gamery looking. Now let's get to that sound test with its aluminum plate. So the keyboard did have a very nice and soft typing experience with some bounce to it. However, I did notice that there was a lot of ping and hollowness to this keyboard, and let me demonstrate that to you with knocking on the case. So let's check out what the sound difference is like when I add a PC plate over its aluminum counterpart. And since this keyboard is intended for the budding hobbyist joining this hobby, it does come with a very easy pre-built scenario where you can just remove the keycaps and switches with this included keycap puller and switch puller. And it's pretty self-explanatory here. All you have to do is unscrew the bottom screws of the case, and we were met with some case dampening foam, which is surprising because with this amount of foam inside with 2 layers of foam pieces, you wouldn't expect so much hollowness from this keyboard, but stay tuned as I do have a mod fix for this issue. To remove the PCB from its top case, all you have to do is remove the JST cable from the daughter board, and then you just take it out complete from this construction. And then here, all we have to do is unscrew the standoff screws from the plate and PCB. Since this is a hot swap PCB, you don't really have anything holding on that plate to the PCB like a soldered keyboard. I am also going to add some super lube to the stabilizers just to help with that wee little bit. Now, unboxing the extra package that I ordered as the PC plate, we do have a nice package for it, and they provide extra gaskets, which is very nice to see. And as well as extra standoffs in case you maybe lose your default ones. And pretty much the same build process is you're going to put the PCB and plate together with the standoffs, and then you can just add your switches right back in since it is a hot swap PCB, and then make sure you plug that JST cable back to the PCB, but remember, be careful as these things are pretty fragile. And then here we go, let's move on with the sound test. Now that's a sound test of this keyboard with its PC plate. You get a little bit more of a softer typing experience with that thockier sound signature. But we're still unfortunately plagued with its hollowness and pinginess of this keyboard construction. And it leads me to question, what is that foam doing at the bottom of the case anyways? But hey, with the sound complaints to the side, this keyboard has it all. For $179 USD for a nice anodized finish on this keyboard with unique edges and a finish that is certainly not what I expected for this price range. And switches are factory lube and stabilizers that are also lubed. It really leaves the user not much to mod on your own when you first get this keyboard. Like, as soon as you get this on your doorstep, it's ready to plug and go. And that is my review of the Keychron Q1. Stay tuned as I do have a fix on the hollowness of this keyboard in my next video. If you guys like this video, feel free to like and subscribe. And lastly, this is BBT Tech signing out.